Hey everyone, welcome to episode 7 of the Bootcamp. Today is going to be a backtesting session. I'm pretty much going to go to a random point in time and show you guys how the model that I've been teaching you with inverse fair value gaps and liquidity, I'm going to show you how it can be traded. So I showed you an actual trade example yesterday. Today I'm going to apply the strategy, show you how it's done, show you how to manage a trade while you're in it. When do you go break even? Where's your target? Where's your stop loss? So that you can apply it in your trading. So pretty much I'm going to go to, like I said, random point in time here. So I have a random number generator. So I'm going to pick a random year between 2021 and 2023 to start. So 2022 it is. So 2022, let's pick a month. So let's go 1 to 12, 5, January, February, March, April, May. So May, and the reason of course I'm going to a random date is because I don't want you guys to think I'm faking this. So this is going to be May the 1st, 2022, and end date, whatever, right? Okay, save, and we're gonna start the session. So I've never seen this data before. And I'm pretty much going to trade it how I would normally trade it. So what I'm going to do first is I have a setting here, go to, it's going to be next day open, which is going to put me to 8:30 New York time, which is when I trade, correct? So pretty much I'm just going to look on the higher time frame here. What am I looking for? All I understand is that we are extremely in discount. Okay. If I pull up my GAN box, which is how I measure discount, we're just low, so I'm just going for longs. I don't care about high time gaps on the monthly time frame. I really just care about 1 minute setups, right? But I will mark out my sell side levels. Sell side being just lows that have swept. So I will mark, for example, this looks like it could very well be taken, and we just in fact swept this. So knowing that, I'm going to zoom into the 4-hour time frame here. Am I recording? Yep. And pretty much see what the lower time frame is doing. So I have my bias right here. What happened? We had a low. We had a low that came very close to it, and we just swept that. So we swept relative equal lows. Let's see how we react. Currently we're getting a nice bullish reaction out of there. I'm gonna see if I can get in on this potentially bullish move. Okay, it really depends. What I'm seeing right now, down here, what do I talk about? What do I always talk about? Trendline liquidity. Okay, I'm expecting this to probably get ran. And we ran some of it, not much of it. That's not a bad setup. I think I'll stay out of it. Okay, so there was a long that I potentially could have taken there, which is an inverse fair value gap, which is a inverse fair value gap right here. It looked decent, but once again, I'm looking for A+ setups for you guys to show you how to trade my model. So I'm just gonna wait for market open here. I don't really like what's going on outside of market open. So like I said, we got a pretty bullish move here. I'm gonna be watching these 5-minute fair value gaps right here, see if they hold us bullish for a move to the upside. Because so far we've broken structure here, high right here, we just blasted above it. I'm trying to see if this up move is gonna continue. How do I know if it's going to continue? Well, I'm waiting for an inverse fair value. Wow. Okay, so there's the inverse. Unfortunately, I can't get in because I would only get in below this high here. Looks like we're probably just going to maybe run, and market open just dumps us. So that's okay. I'm not complaining. On the 2-minute time frame, I really like this. So we just reswept all of these lows. Okay, and then now we have what I call manipulation, okay? Lows, 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 swept all of them. This is stopping people out. And look at the reaction we're getting. Immediate reaction. And no close again. So we just rip right on. Unfortunately, I can't get in because I would get in on the close above. As you can see, instead of closing above, we just rip. So there's still no entry. So some days, unfortunately, you're just gonna be unlucky. And you're not gonna be able to do very much about it. So what I like here is we did leave relative equal highs up here. High was here, we didn't quite sweep it. So there's still a reason to be bullish. Perhaps out of this 5-minute gap that we just created, I'd like to see bullishness. We have a low right here. Let's see if we come and sweep that. So yeah, we just swept that. So still potentially an entry long. That 5-minute close below, I'm not gonna take that setup. A little close above here, I'm not taking it. Would have been a break-even trade regardless, and even this. So unfortunately, this is just one of those times where we're not really going to get an entry, and that's just the reality of trading, okay? And I don't really want to take a short because I'm not bearish. And yeah, so I'm just going to go to the next day here. It's right around 11 a.m. Next day open. There's always more opportunities. So we had, after sweeping those lows, we had a break to the upside. And currently we closed below that, but I think that's okay. We are playing inside of an inverse fair value gap right here. So we have this fair value gap, close above, retrace back in. I want to see if that's going to send us higher for all of this buy side. As you can see, really nice relative equal highs up here. All of these, you can see they're all resting on a line. I want to see that taken eventually. Maybe not in this trading session, probably not, but I like it. And what I really like right now is I can draw out this large hourly gap. What happens? Low right here, sweep, tap into the hourly gap, tap into that inverse gap like I said, and we have really nice buy side levels above us. So this 15-minute closed above, so what do we have here? Inverse 15-minute gap. I want to see how we react out of that and react out of this. Okay, it's just iteration. I'm going between the time frames. So now I'm ready to go on my lowest time frame here, and boom. So that's, I mean, that's a long right there. I mean, everything we've had happen has happened. We tapped this 15-minute gap and we're expecting a move to the upside now. So I'm just going to long this candle. Why? Because of this. Okay. We had an inverse fair value gap right here, and we just got that close above. It did close above this high, which I don't like, but given the context, this seems very worth it to come and target all these buy side levels. So I'm going to go to, it's a risky setup, but I'm willing to take it just because of the risk to reward. So if I go place order, click on this, place order, I'm risking 1%, take profit, and then I'm gonna just manually go break even. So I like that, okay? So I'm gonna move my stop loss to break even now. Okay, and then I'm pretty much just holding for buy side. So already, what risk to reward is that? So we're already at a 1.3, so usually I'll just get out at this level, but like I said, I want to go for the risk to reward, and stopped out for break even. So call it greedy, but in reality I wanted that buy side up there. You could have got out, for example, for a 2 to 1, but I'm okay with that because I know as a trader I'm going to get another opportunity to get in this move. So what's happened here? Hourly gap right here, we come tap it again, tap into this 15-minute, and we left relative equal highs. Okay, I want this buy side to get taken. So it looks like open is giving us very nice manipulation here. We get that close above. I like that entry, I really do. Okay, I want to see. Okay, so that 2-minute closed above, and we got the 1 minute. So long entry right here, and my stop loss is going to go right there. Whoa. Entry on this candle. Why? Inverse fair value gap. Okay, we got the close above. I was just waiting for the close above on the 2-minute, which was right here. We swept all these lows again, and we have buy side above, and we're in the hourly gap. Everything's lining up. Okay, you can go break even right here. So copy price, and then we're holding not for all of buy side, but yeah, so we're going to be holding for this buy side. So copy price right here for the break even, place order, 1%, auto break even, price, boom. And then we're just going to play price. Pretty confident that this goes at least break even and we hit the target. Brilliant. That's how you do it, okay? Go to next day open. So currently we are up 1,300 on the account. So really consolidation. Lots of consolidation here. I can already tell. So if I'm looking at the chart right here, I'll look at all these candles going up and down and up and down. I really don't like to see that. Probably going to be a no trade day unless we come down and sweep a bunch of this. You really don't want to be trading in these conditions, my friends. Okay, so what am I watching here? Yeah, I don't like these conditions going left and right like that. So I'm really just going to play the market here. I'm going to play the 15-minute time frame. I want to see what market open does. Okay, so we do sweep a large portion of this. So that makes me willing to potentially take a trade. But look at this price action. I mean, you can tell even zoomed in, this is quite atrocious. But now that we swept everything, it's okay. So if I draw this fair value gap, which would be all of this, we have a low right here, which just swept, okay? Now I'm willing to take a long because all of the consolidation we are out of there now. All the stop losses have been taken. Now I'm willing to potentially take a trade. So if I draw this low out, we can see we sweep this. Now I'm willing to potentially take a long. If the market wants to give us a setup, that is right there. That is potentially, that is a setup right there, especially if those are equal. So I'll give it a shot. The long's right here. We got that close above this little inversion. It is a nice setup for sure. I guess we'll see how it goes. Quick little target there. And then the break even, I'm gonna go break even right when this high hits it again. So copy price right here. I'm gonna place order, auto break even, price, boom. If we take the loss here, that's okay. And as you can see, quick little take profit there, little scalp. As you can see, look at the bodies respecting this inversion gap right here. Brilliant. So 2 wins on the account now. Go to next day open. You know, as you're backtesting, you're building conviction in your model, you're seeing that it works, right? That's what we want to see. So now what do I see? I see next day on the daily time frame, right? We're looking, we ended up getting that bullish move as I expected. We have daily relative equal highs, all of these up here, as you can see, in a very, very just small area there. I want those to get taken eventually. Currently we have this high as a target, okay? 4-hour time frame. We're inside of a 4-hour fair value gap. That's all we need to know, boom, and we're bullish. Simple as that. I'm going rapid through these time frames here so you guys understand. What do we have? We have a 1-hour fair value gap here. That's a target too, because look, we've never tapped into that, okay? I want to see that tapped into. I want to use that as a potential target if we don't hit it literally right now. What I'm seeing is I'm seeing low resistance liquidity to the downside. All of these lows lining up. I want to see that get taken before I ever take a trade. Okay, just got ran, right? It's algorithmic, okay? If this, we have a 15-minute gap that's held up price multiple times. 15-minute gap, reject, come back and reject. I want to see if that holds. So it did not hold. So we close below, which means we're probably going to dump to the low. Exactly, it's an algorithm, okay? Not too hard to read. So now we're in this huge area that we want to see rejection, okay? And what do we have? We have relative equal highs up here as well. High, 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 all in a line. That's a target, okay? And we just swept this low. So now what am I waiting for? I'm waiting for a potential reversal setup. As you guys know, we're not getting any. There's no gaps that are being inversed. We're just dumping. And this is a very, very risky setup to take. I'm gonna stay out of this one. I don't like it. As you can see, I stayed out. It failed. Not a bad call. It's just because when we're dumping this hard, you don't really wanna along just this tiny little inversion gap. It has a high failure rate. And why would you take something with a high failure rate? So it's already 10 a.m. and we've just absolutely dumped through all of this. I'll be completely honest, not as expected, but sometimes we're wrong. Did we take a trade though? No, we didn't. So let's go to the next day open and we absolutely dumped. You see, that's okay. So we reswept this low by a tiny, tiny bit, okay, but we did sweep it. And now we might be getting bullish reactions up. I like these buy side targets, okay, kind of in a line. And we swept that one. Okay, so that's not a buy side target, but we do have, if I zoom in, those look like equal highs. So yeah, we have equal highs there on the 15-minute. And what do we also have here? If I go to the close of this candle, okay, open of bearish candle, close at the bottom, to the open of this one, new week opening gap, okay, we haven't tapped it yet. I want to see that be used as a target. Probably going to get hit right now based on that candle. Yeah, as you can see, pretty obvious. As we can see, what happens? We tap the new week opening gap, sweep that high, we start dumping. Okay, the only reason I didn't want to short this is because I'm not bearish. I'm only really looking for longs. What happens there? This low gets tagged again. I'd want to see us go lower. I don't really want to see us reverse from there. Looks like we are. Okay, so we did go lower. 9:40. So it's about to be 7 a.m. or 10 a.m. rather. Prime time for reversals. Let's see if we get a reversal in this time period. There's a little gap right here. Not really my model though, so I'll just stay out. Break even trade, whatever. That's a decent long right there. Okay, so what's going on? What's going on here? Well, 4-hour time frame, right? We just swept this low again. I don't even need to bother what's to the left, way over there. Okay, we're in discount. That's all I really care about. And we just swept lows, and look what we have now. Lots of relative equal highs up here. Okay, and we're getting bullish moves up. And what I see right here is there's a 5-minute gap. 5-minute gap right here. Relative equal highs right there. High of that candle, high of this. And what happened? We left bullish for value gap in this move up. We tap in it and we're racing. Okay, and look what we have here. Gap here, combined. This trade is pretty much a free break-even trade. Okay, now you will go break-even when this high hits, but hey, if it just rallies past it and goes to your target, then you just got a free trade, because I'm pretty much extremely confident that this trade is at least going BE, right? My target's going to be this up close candle here, which is a bullish order block, and that's all I'm targeting. Okay, well, it's a bearish order block because it's close below. So yeah, so we're going to give this a shot. Place order, and I'm just going to go auto break even at not the high itself, but a tick above the high. Might have to delete this line just to get that. So a tick above, giving it some leeway. Place order, auto break even, price. So this should be a free break even trade. And as you can see, tag the high, we go back down. And it ends up going to target anyway, but why feel FOMO, right? We want to follow our model to the T. So let's kind of see how the rest of the day plays out, if there's any other setups. I will say I do really like this price action, as in how it's moving. Wow, so that's just really bullish. Probably run into buy side now. And it's gonna be 11 a.m. That's a decent long entry, probably gonna send us up to the highs. Yeah, no FOMO, we're done. Next day open. That was good price action, a lot of fair value gaps. I like that, low resistance conditions. So now, if I bother to look over here, what do we have? There's some sell side down here, sell side down here. That's all I really need to see. 4-hour time frame, probably coming down for those lows, but I'm not super interested. I'm really just waiting for reactions, okay? We're leaving all this liquidity to the upside. I only really want to take longs because of us being in monthly discount. Little 5-minute gap right here. We just tapped it after kind of breaking structures to the upside. If we have a sweep of liquidity right here to the downside, and obviously there's tons of liquidity being swept to the left, we sweep liquidity right here. This is this previous high. Once we start breaking above that, we can expect potentially a reversal if the confluences are there. So that, yeah, we ended up tapping that gap and just rejecting really nicely. I didn't see a clean entry in there. Let's see what market open gives us. So this is looking bullish. I want to see how market open kind of develops. So we just had a manipulation down. So there is a 15-minute gap here that we're now holding, and I'm expecting a potentially bullish move up here. And what just happened? We just swept this low, this low, this low, but all the gaps are holding, okay? And that looks beautiful. And a 3-minute close above. So I'm gonna enter there on this candle, okay? Stop loss is going to be pretty much the bottom of the, oh, I can't figure, there you go. And then my target is going to be buy side levels, which I don't have marked correctly. Probably this buy side level right here, nice 1 to 1.6, or a little 5-minute for value gap. It's a toughie. I'll probably go for this buy side, or the 5-minute gap. And then where do we go break even? Right here, my friends. So place order, auto break even, price, boom, boom. So, and first stop out of the day. So we are stopped out on that trade. Let's see if there's a re-entry perhaps to get in the same move. So there is kind of one there. I'm not really a fan of it, and we just kind of do a bunch of nothing. So that's okay. We took a loss right there. Nothing wrong with that loss. Next day open. So that weekly line I had drawn out for sell side, we just swept that. I like that. Let's see if we're bullish after that. Okay, it's all about seeing how our bias plays out. As you can see, what's being respected, this hourly gap, nicely wicked into, respected. I want to see buy side taken. I think those are perfect equal highs. Wow, very close to being perfect equal highs on the hourly. Those are an extremely good target. I'm almost 100% confident those are hitting. I'm expecting price to just tap this 15-minute gap right here and probably run, because what happened? Sweep liquidity, previous high right here, break above it, inverse for value gap for value gap. So when I'm zooming in here, I'm really expecting this buy side to get taken, okay? And I'm willing to take pretty much anything to get there, including this, okay? Very, very bullish signatures in price right now. I'm pretty much, once I see this inverse for value gap get put in, I don't even care to sweep liquidity here. I have conviction that this high is gonna hit, okay? And so my target can't be this high, unfortunately, it's too low. But if I zoom out, what can I target? So I have to zoom out and find something reasonable to target, which would be this high right here. I can make my stop loss a little more generous. So something like this, okay, gives the trade room to work. And then the auto break even is gonna be, I'll just do it manually. So boom, so there's the equal highs, like I said, extremely strong drawn liquidity, those should hit very quickly. So I'm moving my stop loss to break even and seeing if we can, oof, barely, so we just barely got stopped out break even there, and then we ran to our target. So rather unfortunate. I'm still bullish though, so break even trade on the day, I'm still willing to take a trade if we get a setup, but we might just rally the whole day, which is in fact what we're getting here. So not really a fan of that whatsoever. We still left buy side there. Still only 9:37, so the day is young, my friends. For value gap here, for value gap here. We're gonna see how we react to these different levels and see if that takes us up to buy side. I just want to see how low we are going to go. So lower, lower, the lower it gets, the better for us, my friends. So the lowest gap in the leg right here, we just tap that. Very bullish close right there. And now I'm just curious how we're gonna react. So boom, immediate rejection right there. So it looks like we're gonna have to take a 5-minute inversion, which is this, okay? So as you can see, reaction, boom, instant. I'm gonna get in that close. My stop loss is right here. And unfortunately I have to hold this trade for quite a while. And my target's gonna be this buy side. So, and then stop to break even right here. Place order, auto break even, price, boom, boom, boom. Expecting this to work pretty quickly here. And wow, so we got topped out on that one. That's okay, we're still up on the account. 1040 is coming. Let's see if there is another entry here that we potentially could take. No, so 11 a.m. So we're stopped out on that. Extremely surprising. As you can see, you could hear in my voice the confidence. But obviously you can't always be right. That's just the way it goes. So for our eye gap, once again, seeing how we're reacting to that, we've just swept tons of lows. Right, I want to see potentially a reaction. This is news, okay? Very obviously news. So I'm going to mark out our high of news, probably expecting us to come up there and potentially take it. So still dumping. We just swept that low too, just about. That looks nice. So, and we just swept this low, and we have this 5-minute inversion here. I like it. I keep trying the wrong position. Right here. I like this. Break even's quick, but if it rides, it rides. And we'll just hold it for a nice 1.6 risk to reward here. Place order, auto break even, price here. This should be good for the 15-minute rebalance. It is. And was that a take profit? It was. So as you can see, nice little take profit there. Done for the day. Next day. And I'm just going to show you guys right here. This trade might very well run to the news high. Very, very strong liquidity pool. As you can see, running. I'm expecting it to probably get taken. Okay, it didn't get taken, but very strong down liquidity up there. Go to next day open. 4-hour time frame, we just keep dumping, but we're still catching longs, okay? That's the power of trading, okay? You don't have to be right about where the market's going, okay? So we're just still dumping. I'm only just gonna mark out this weekly time frame. Nothing really else to mark out, we just swept it. So 4-hour time frame's dumping. I'm not a trend trader, I'm a reversal trader, so I'm pretty much just waiting for certain things to happen. So lows swept. I like the buy side targets we have, same story over and over again. Okay, so I'm just gonna wait, That is a news release, 100%. You can tell 8:30 a.m. EST, lots of news comes out, usually, like every, two days of the week, usually we get some nice news on one. And this high, like I said, news highs, very strong drawn liquidity, okay? So I'm expecting us to come take it, but I also don't want it to be ugly, right? I want to get a good setup to it. So I'm looking at all of that liquidity, and that looks pretty, wow, that's some displacement right there. So I could take a short here. I could do that, because we just had a bearish 15-minute gap that we just tapped into, and we swept the news high beautifully, right? We took those orders and immediately got a reaction to the downside. Depends on if this candle's gonna close here. Let's see. Ooh. Okay, I might stay out of it, but good short opportunity here. Probably gonna dump to all these lows now, and I'm happy I stayed out of that because I would have been stopped out on a manipulation move. So good on me there for not getting stopped out. It's just a risky move, especially if my bias is bullish, and that's not a bad setup, but I'm not interested. Was that a close above? Yeah, so may have missed that setup. That's okay. Lots of manipulation here, lots of just up and down moves, not super interesting. I'm not really interested in trading this, and we're coming on 11 o'clock here, so go to next day open. So 4-hour time frame looks bullish to me. We're starting to break to the upside here. I know I've said the same thing and it ends up dumping, but it's statistics, okay? We have a 4-hour gap right there. I'm just kind of gonna wait to see how we react to things, right? Just like normal. 15-minute gap here, 2 of them. Let's see if we dump straight down to the 4-hour or what we do. Not interested in anything here. We're too high. I don't like this. I like this dump. That's what I want to see. I want to see manipulation to the downside. I like it. And market open is dumping us. Wow, that is interesting, isn't it? I don't like how we didn't tag the 4-hour. I would have really liked us to tag the 4-hour there. Even though we swept the low, I'm not going to take this setup. And it runs. So that's just tragic, right? Sometimes it ran, but it didn't take the 4-hour, so I didn't want to take it. And I paid the price for that, but that's okay. So this is just going to be a trend day, it looks like. Trend day, going upwards. It was predictable, right? This was the setup, this close on this candle, but it did not tag the 4 hours. I was not confident. All right, so we're going to next day open. Let's see if we can, how far we can run this account in the month of May. So currently we're up 2%. So looking at reactions here, this 4-hour gap was indeed tagged. I like that. This low was swept, so this just looks bullish to me. And I want buy side to be taken. So boom. 15-minute close right there. Actually, not quite. we just tapped this 15-minute gap that we just made. Let's see if we react bullish or we inverse it. Looks like we're getting an inversion, so that actually is going to turn my bias for the first time bearish here. I'm expecting us to come take out this low at least. So if we do get a short setup, I will take it, except there's no short setup to take, and that's okay. $9:30 a.m. hits. Let's wait for the volume. Wow, man. Is it going to do the same thing to me again, where it's not tagging these? Wow, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Look at all these lows here. I've never seen that before, and so I'm not interested in touching it. Yeah, okay, so we came back and took all those lows. Very unsurprising. That's what I was worried was going to happen to me on the other trade. You manipulate once again, 10 a.m. What do I say? 10 a.m. reversal. This candle's probably a good entry, even though it's not a fair value gap. Yeah, okay, so we start running. And so this candle's going to close right here. 2-minute inverse. I'm taking it. I like it. We're also breaking above this high. We've swept everything, and we're in that gap now. So my stop loss is going to look something like this, and my target's going to look like this. So auto break even right. Auto break even right here. And place order. Auto break even, price, boom, boom. So I'm pretty confident in this one. I like it. And there's break even and break even trade. So is it going to save us from a loss? Very, very potentially. It's almost 11 a.m. Probably no re-entry. And yeah, so uninteresting. So it saved us a loss going break even there. Let's go to next day open. First thing I'm noticing, relative equal highs right here. We failed to take that out. I want to use that as a target, and we're inside of an hourly gap. Okay, essentially an hourly gap right here. That's all I really need to see for my bias here. That's just gonna make me bullish out of this, and I'm pretty much just waiting for longs here. Probably gonna run up to this high now, just based off experience. Nope, we're generating to the downside now. Okay, so we did. Let's wait for open. I don't like anything here, and we're doing a whole bunch of stuff I don't like. There is, as you can see, no fair value gaps here. Now we're getting fair value gaps. Okay. You see, now I'm into that. Is that going to be an order block? Nope. Hourly time frame still holding this gap up. There's also another one below it. So it looks like we're dumping into the other one now. So this one's also in discount, so it makes sense to tap this. So inside this hourly gap, let's see if we get any sort of manipulation now. Not a fan of this here. I don't like this price action. It's 11 a.m. next day. 4-hour time frame. Four-hour time frame here. How many minutes is this? 34. Interesting. Okay. So we're in a 4-hour gap right here. We did sweep those highs. I'm sorry. I'm still bullish. I'm just bullish on the Nasdaq for being this low in general. I like relative equal highs right here. And yeah, I'm waiting for reactions, right? I'm not predicting the market. I'm reacting to the market. Two very distinct things there. Wow, I like that. Okay, this price action looks pretty clean so far. I'm just gonna see if we wanna come down and sweep this low, because it looks like we do. And we sweep it right there. Pretty instant bullish reaction out of there. And we're consolidating, market open, probably gonna rip from here. And market open's doing its thing. All the volatility, right? Very common. Ooh, that's a decent entry right there. Depends on where we are. So we stopped right here. Bearish hourly close. But I like this reaction. It's worth a shot, I think. it's 10 a.m. It would be a good 10 a.m. reversal. So let's give this trade a shot and go for a nice little risk to reward here. 1.6. I'm just gonna go break even a little early on this one because this one's a little risky, but I like the upside potential. Okay, especially given that it's a 10 a.m. reversal, it's worth a shot. And so that is gonna be break even and break even, and it does save us another loss. So as you can see, the break even method is saving us tons of losses today, and so that's why we go break even. And I'm trying to show you guys the trade management so you guys are confident in your setups too. And it's 11 a.m. Next day open. Hope you guys are seeing we're not trading every single day. Maybe you guys thought it was a little more interesting than that. There's not trades every day. But daily low right here, I'm actually bearish to this low now. As you can see, we're super close to it, and we're inside of an hourly gap. Makes me bearish. We also have a unfilled hourly gap to the downside. I want to see us draw towards it. So everything's pointing bearish to me currently. So let's see if we run some highs and get a manipulation to the downside. I would love to see that. That is kind of a setup, not really a fan. And we're just running up to the upside now. And nope. Market opens, running up. Exactly what I want to see. I want to see the market go up before we go down. So there's a gap right here and a high within that gap, which is right here. Looks like open's probably going to want to come up and tag that. Indeed. I'm assuming there's a 30-second in there. Okay, so 3-minute close. 3-minute closing is closing right there. This is almost guaranteed to be break-even trade, unfortunately, but it's worth a shot. I mean, we just swept all that, and we have trendline liquidity to the downside. So what I might do here is, it's just tough because it's so likely to be a break-even trade, but we're just gonna do it anyway. We're just gonna send it. So it's gonna look something like this, and the target to be this sell side. So really good risk to reward on this one, like a 1 to 2 place order, and the auto break even is just going to be 1 tick below the low right here. Place order, short, auto break even here. Very likely to be break even trade, probably on the next candle, as you can see right there. And actually, this is okay, break even as expected. So let's see if there's a follow-up setup. Looks like we might be getting one here. 2-minute. Interesting. 1021. So that's interesting right there. I kind of like what's happening here. Those equal highs. Nope, we swept it. Okay, 4-hour time frame. We just tapped this 4-hour gap right here. We just tapped it, just barely, right? And we have a reason to go lower. And this looks like a decent chance at that. Targeting this place order. And the auto break even, I'm gonna go right here. Copy price. Hope you guys are seeing the inversion setups. Auto break even, price, boom. I feel optimistic about this one. And boom, instant, take profit. We're up 3.3% now. So let's go to, and let's see if this runs down to the daily lows. I'm very curious. Doesn't look like it. So let's go to next day open. But what we got our piece, okay? We got our piece of the puzzle. Now I'm still expecting these lows to get swept. Daily gap right here, daily lows. This is just a classic move of price. We tap into an inefficiency, we go to relative equal lows, or relative equal highs, or however. So brilliant. High swept, which is the daily gap, so that's irrelevant. This is a lot of chop. When I see chop, I just want one side of the range to get fully swept. This is when I usually wait for open. Nothing's high probability to me until open, unless we have, like if we have conditions like this. So market open does something. I kind of want to let market open, develop. I'm definitely bearish now. No, I don't want to buy. We're still dumping, yes, but there's no clean real entry for me to take. So we just left a 5-minute gap. So if we tap into this 5-minute gap and get a setup, then I'd probably take it. Then I'd be willing to take a short. No entry. I'm completely fine with that. That's an entry potentially, except the 3-minute gap was tagged. Remember, there's a gap down here that was just tagged. That did just close below. Is this worth it? Hourly lows as a target. We're starting to displace lower. There's a 15-minute gap right there. I might have to stay out of this one. And we did dump those lows. Unfortunate that I stayed out, but obviously you can't catch everything. I stay out when I think it's necessary, and we're definitely dumping to those lows right now. Go to next day open. Probably gonna see these taken. Yes, we took them. Daily lows taken right here. Swept. I'm back bullish. Okay, it's that simple. Bullish for our 4-hour inversion gap, and we created a fair value gap out of it. Okay, so I'm bullish out of this. Let's see what we get. So there is a 15-minute gap right here that is holding. So far we haven't broke that. 5-minute rebalance would be here. Close up to 3, 2-minute. So there's a 2-minute long right here. It's not that textbook. I'm gonna stay out, and I would have been stopped out. So good call. Let's let price go, and the reason for that is because of all this really nice looking liquidity down here. Okay, I don't want to look at all this trendline liquidity. I'm expecting that to probably get ran before we get the move to the upside. You know, I may very well be wrong. Looks like I'm wrong. I wasn't. Market open, and we manipulated down there. Market opens, chopping quite a lot here. We just tapped a weak opening gap, open to close, or sorry, close to open. We're in that, and below us we have this, another hourly gap that we could be bullish out of. So let's see if we reacted out of the new weak opening gap. Not much to do there. Wow, we just completely reversed that move. Wow, up, down, that was insanity, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, this is some insane price action. We're really going back and forth here. Okay, so that candle inversed that. It's a decent long here, both these gaps, right? But it's just not textbook, so I might stay out of this one unless there's some kind of lower time frame setup. And it's 11 a.m., so go to next day open. 4-hour time frame, resetting everything. I like the relative equal highs, right? Looks obvious to me. What I also like, new week opening gap. Close to open. Okay. Well, that's not the open. That's the open. I want to see that usage target and rinse out of an hourly gap. That's all I need to see. Okay. And we swept liquidity right here. Zoom in. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. I don't really like the price action on the 5-minute chart, but that is okay. I want to see us draw towards that new week opening gap, or new day opening gap. I haven't quite checked which one it is. We need to wait for open here. Wow. And we have a nice 3-minute long, but it didn't close above, as you can see. No close there. Okay, we're dumping. I'm not liking much here, I'm not gonna lie. Not liking much, but we're still inside of this. I'm still willing to take longs. It's just I have to see the right setup here. We are absolutely tanking. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that makes me pretty bearish to the low now, even though, you know, I said it was bullish, but I can't really be bullish with what's going on right now. We are just absolutely tanking to the low. Probably gonna let market do its thing and dump here. Remember, manipulation to the upside. And and probably dump. So it's 11 a.m. I'm not interested. Go to the next session. We are approaching the end of this month, 25th of May. Let's see if we can get this up maybe 8% or 2. But obviously, not here to force any trades. I'm bearish actually. So we have lows resting in a line here. What is that? That is liquidity for the banks, okay? We had a fair value gap here. We tapped and we're rejecting, okay? So liquidity, tap, reject. I'm gonna be bearish now. So just zooming in, we have a bunch of gaps above us, and I will mark out our liquidity pools to the downside, okay? Let's see. So market manipulates to the upside. I'm telling you, that is what we want to see. We want to see market open do the opposite of where the market's actually going to go, okay? Wow, this is some crazy chop. Well, excuse me, this was pre-market, but pre-market can manipulate just like open. Wow, this is some insane chop. That is, wow, that is remarkable. That's like algorithmic chop. Let's see if we come for this high here on the hourly. Potentially soup that. A soup just means we take the high and instantly reverse. So far, that's happening. Ooh, that's a decent short, okay? Because what did I say? I wanted to sweep the high and reverse. Well, that's happening, okay? And here's the inversion. And we're getting both these inversions at the same time. So I think it's worth a shot to take this to the low. Potentially target just a quick little, probably half of the 5-minute gap. A 1-to-1 there. Quick little break even, copy price, place order, order break even, price, boom. It's definitely worth a shot here. And no, so very, very close to the 50% of the 5-minute gap. We didn't get tagged on our TP, which really sucks. I mean, to the cent there. Unfortunate, but we manage our risk. That's how we do it here. If there's any re-entry, I'll be happy to take it, but don't think we're gonna get anything as good as that, at least. Yeah, tragic. So could have just gone for the 1-to-1 there. Very close to the 50% of that gap, assuming I measured it correctly. Yeah, I did measure. Well, I measured it a little wrong, but unfortunate. Next day open. It is gonna be the 26th now. Almost done the whole month. So daily gap up here. I still like those daily lows. I'll still be bearish there. I just don't really like the price action here, so I'm just gonna play what I see. Probably gonna wait for open here. 1, 2, 3. Well, that's the 5th. So market open, dumps us. Ooh, may have missed a setup there. That's okay. So market opens ripping, that's a good thing. Okay, that's what we want to see. We want market open to rip for us to get a manipulation to the downside. So potentially 5-minute setup here. No. And it's 11. Not really expecting anything. Nothing. Next day open. We're just going through it. Market's kind of telling me we don't want those daily lows anymore. Why? Because the daily gap just inversed. So I'm not bearish anymore because what was the market telling me I'm right? No, it's telling me I'm wrong because this daily gap just got inversed. So now I'm bullish. Hourly gap. I'm zoomed in. Looks like we just got a news release, so I want to see the bottom of that news hit. Fortunately, we sweep the high first, and we're rallying. Let's see what market open does for us. We rally even more. I'm probably expecting us to come up all the way here. Because like I said, I am bullish, except if I don't get a setup, then I'm not interested in trading. Correct? So that is remarkable. Wow, look at that. Are those equal highs? Wow. Market just left equal highs right there. That's insane. Okay, now we actually have opportunity, because market just left perfect equal highs like that on the 4 hour. That is pretty insane. So it is 11 a.m., but I'm willing to keep trading just to catch this opportunity. If that makes any sense, right? It's 11 a.m. My window technically ends at 11:10, which just hit right now. But just looking on the chart right here, we have a fair value gap that just had held bullish. Okay, and I'm pretty much, I want to see those equal highs get taken, and this 5-minute gap just got inversed. So let's give it a try. Break even at this internal, stop loss here, target is the equal highs for like an exact 1-to-1. So we're longing pretty high up here. Oh, stop loss is where it was. And looks like we just got stopped at break even. So we hit the high, went back to break even. Probably still going for those equal highs, not gonna lie. Oof, I missed the setup, man. Tragic. We're running for the equal highs now. Oh, it would have been break even, wow. And equal highs, taken. So, next day, my friends. Looks like we might just make 3% this month, but that is the reality. But as you can see, we took good setups. 3% is a lot of money if you have the right capital. If you have, you know, a 250K account, oh no. We're not gambling today. We're back. Almost the end of the month, the 30th of May. Let's see if we can catch potentially one more trade, but I'm not going to force anything because I am here genuinely to show you guys the reality of trading, okay? Sometimes you don't take that many trades in a month. As you can see, 4-hour gap right here and high right there. I'm bullish because we're in the 4-hour. Pretty simple stuff. You know, I've talked about this many times. Not interested. We're pumping. Whoa, what is this time? Okay, brilliant. Yeah, we're good. So open dumps us. That's what we want to see, because we want to see open manipulate in the other direction. Okay, this is very choppy. I don't like this price action whatsoever. 10 a.m. hits. That looks pretty good. Because we just tapped a 4-hour gap down here, which I like because this one's more in discount. Obviously, we're quite high right now, but we do have good buy side targets above. And if I'm zoomed in here to the 15, we have a low right here. We took this low as well. And all these gaps are getting inversed. So 3-minute, 2-minute. Yeah, so little long position right here. Break even is going to be this high, 1 tick above. I have to give this trade some room. And we're targeting this high for like a 1-to-1. Something like this. Auto break even, price here, boom. And price action is choppy, so we do hit the break even target, but we just chop. So I mean, pretty uninteresting, not gonna lie. And what happened? It is 11 a.m. So next day open, my friends. Where are we now? Daily gap, daily inefficiency. Right here, go to the 4-hour. Same thing, inefficiency. Boom, 15-minute. We're going through the time frames quickly here. We just swept this low, all right? 5-minute, I wanna see how we're reacting. Looks bullish, we might be getting a setup right here. Potentially. I wanna see how we react to this liquidity pool here. I need to wait to see how open kind of sends us here. Open dumps us. Exactly what I want to see. And I'm just going through the data. I don't like this price action. This is the last day of May, so I might try to force a trade for you guys, even though that's obviously a very bad habit. There could be an entry right here, okay, on this inverse. I'm not going to take it, okay, so it would have worked. Pretty nasty price action, guys, not gonna lie. And as a trader, right, I'm gonna protect my profits that I made. Right? right? That's what I'm gonna do. As you can see, 11 a.m. we hit no more trades. So let's analyze our analytics. Okay, so if I do close positions, let's go into it. And I go here, analytics. This is what we had. So we had a 66.67% win rate, 15 trades, 9 of which were break even. So a lot of break even trades, but as you can see, we actually dipped a little negative here, came back up, had a nice winner, and that's really it. That's the month of May. 15 total trades, but overall we ended up the month 3.3%. And that's assuming a risk of 1% per trade. What if you risk 2% per trade? Well, your return would be double, and due to compounding, a little over double. So potentially almost like 60, almost 7K. So I'd say that's a pretty good month. It's decent, it's not great, but that's enough to pay the bills, especially because I, for example, have over 5 funded accounts worth 250K. If I can pull that off on 6 accounts, I can make a lot of money. So that goes to show you, we did make some profit this month. I'd say this is an okay month. I've had better months, I've had worse months. For example, my last month, February 2025, wasn't so great. I was down a little bit. So that's the reality, 15 trades. Thank you guys for watching. This is gonna be the last technical video in this series. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys learned something. Yeah, I hope this kind of inspires you, shows you that trading is possible. Profitability is achievable. So next video is going to be mentality, kind of get you guys in the zone. Please, if you guys are interested in what I do and how to trade, go to the link in below. I have a Discord. There's a lot of free value in there. Obviously, this free course you can watch as many times as you like. I have a free PDF down there as well on my website that you can go claim for free. Just pop in my Discord and say hello and it's all yours. Thank you guys so much. Have a good one.